We are going to get started here. Thank you. Hi, welcome, welcome. I'm Lisa Ware, and we're going to be utilizing this time today together to do a meditation for the new moon and the solar eclipse. Our intention today is to just tap into our master teachers, our guides, our power animals, our spirit animals, and any of our ancestors that might have any messages for us today. So I invite you just to find a seat that's comfortable for you, and just letting your sit bones sit down and root down into the earth. Go ahead and just relax your shoulders down and away from your ears and close down the eyes. Or you can take a focal point straight ahead and find that single point and focus, allowing everything else just to kind of fade away. We'll take deep breaths in and out through the nose, feeling the belly rise and the belly fall. A couple deep breaths here as we just inhale, lengthening. As we exhale, softening. And then just taking our hands to our heart center, we'll just take a moment here to set our intention for our practice today. And just intending here to simply tap into our spiritual self, our higher self, creating a little space in our life to hear, to listen, asking our teachers, our guides, our master teachers, our power animals, our spirit animals, and our ancestors to come in through the highest good, through the highest frequency, and for the highest intention of all. Go ahead and just take a moment here just to relax into your space. One of the most important things about our meditation is just to stay in a relaxed state. So if you're seated, that's perfect. Just make sure you're comfortable. If you are in a position where you want to lie down, you can lie down if that's comfortable for you. But make sure you don't fall asleep. And we'll go ahead and just relax here and breathe in and out through the nose. We'll just begin a journey down into the earth, tapping into the ground through the sitting bones, through the tailbone, and begin to just simply check in and let go. Take our journey to the river and just finding a river that you may have visited before. It may be a new river that you haven't ever seen in your physical life. And just take a moment to stand by the river. In your mind's eye, you see the river in front of you. And just scoot in a little bit and dip your toes in. And just connecting with the waters of life. Everything always returns to the water. And so just being with the water. Water is the element that is magnetic and it draws in. And so just take a moment to connect to the water. Just breathe here. Feel the belly rise and fall. And as we begin to tap into the water, let's go ahead and wade down to our waist and stand near the current, not quite in the middle of the current, but you can feel the current of the river. And it's pulling your legs. You can feel the current of the river, sending a cool vibration of water in front of you as it flows. And as you feel that coolness of the center channel of that current go ahead and step into the current and let yourself just float. And just let your body float like a little log. And just let yourself float down the river, carrying yourself through the current as it makes little S waves back and forth, and just be as buoyant as a stick, allowing the river to carry you downstream. And the current is swift and strong, but there's no rocks. So we can just relax in the current, knowing that we're safe and we're carried. And then continue just to flow down the river, focusing on your breathing. And then the current begins to slow and the water begins to get a bit warmer. And then you begin to see a lot of greenery around you, and you see a lot of trees on the banks and a lot of lush foliage on the banks. And the river just kind of deposits you on the sandy shore. And just let yourself just be washed up on this beautiful sandy bank. Bask in the sunlight here. And in this space, just scoot yourself to a place that's dry and just relax in the sun. And as we're relaxing here, begin to just focus on what can you throw into the river and let it be returned to the sea. Letting anything shed off of our physical body, our emotional body, our mental wisdom body, or our ethereal bliss body, or the energy body. And just shedding anything that needs to be extracted out of the energy field, whatever that might be. Allow the river just to carry it away. So cutting it loose, however that needs to be. Perhaps you imagine cutting a cord with a giant pair of scissors. Perhaps you imagine just unplugging like you would unplug a power cord and just tossing whatever is no longer serving you into the river, knowing that the river will take it with graciousness and gratitude and repurpose whatever you're throwing in for the highest good of our planet. The energy that you're throwing out does not belong to you. It never did. So just finding those imbalances in our energy field and just allowing those to have a space to be released. And continue just to soften and let go. Scanning your energy body, scanning your physical body, asking your guides, your teachers, your master teachers, your spirit animals, your power animals, to come into this healing space by this riverbank and to replace any parts of the energy bodies that are not completely shielded or completely full of light and love and pure energy. Just to send healing energy back in, replacing what we threw off into the river, and also filling up our cup so we're completely overflowing. And just allow yourself to bask in this beautiful healing energy. Bringing in our new moon intentions. Today is a perfect day for creation. And on this specific new moon, as we are sitting today, it's a solar eclipse. And so even if you're sitting in a place in the world where the solar eclipse is not in its totality or even partial, the whole entire Earth is getting a reset because part of the sun's energy is being cut off from our planet by the shadow of the moon. And when that happens, it's literally like we're doing a power recycle on our planet. And so let's just tap into that, letting go, shut down your power, clear out any old energy, turn your power off for this moment, and just be a clean slate. And then sitting with that, being completely protected by our guides and teachers and masters in this beautiful, pure place of Christ consciousness. Allowing yourself to be an empty cup. Whatever we choose to fill our cup up with from this point forward is the creation of our life, of our journey. So we can choose whatever comes back into our cup. Take a moment just to kind of sit with that. If you'd like to use a mudra here, you can use the element of water, which is index finger to thumb, the other 3 fingers extended out. Palms can be up for receiving. Palms can be turned down, sitting on your knees for letting go. So sit with that for a few more breaths. Finding a focal point either at the third eye with the eyes closed, the bridge of the nose and the brow, or you can take a soft gaze in front of you on the earth and let everything else surrounding you become soft and cloudy. And let's begin to plug our power back in as the solar energy comes back into the planet in its full force on this new moon. Begin just receiving in pure white light energy, straight from your source, straight from your highest good. And fill your cup up with this pure white light energy, straight from your source. Starting with the heart center and the third eye. And begin to radiate out this beautiful, pure love energy. It tends to today have a hot pink overflow with white and pink and opalescent. And as you begin to pour this energy in from your source, from the crown of your head, your third eye, and your heart, you begin to swirl it around all the way down to your root center, bringing it out to your hands and your feet and back through your heart and your crown. And then begin to allow this energy to radiate out into your outer energy layers, into the wisdom body, the emotional body, the energy body. And then radiating all the way out, filling up into your wisdom and your bliss body as far out, maybe 20 feet up to several miles. And we begin to radiate in this beautiful white light and hot pink energy bubble. Resetting our own frequency. Take a moment to meditate on what it is that you let go of so you have space in your life and you don't pull those things back in out of habit after this meditation. What are those things you have let go of? And through that space you're creating, what are you creating in your life? What are you manifesting? What do you desire? Remember, you're a complete, empty, open cup. And it's your choice what you fill your cup with, what you fill your plate with. We always have a choice. At every given moment, we can either choose joy or we can choose what doesn't feel good. And so if we continue to notice in every given moment, if we feel good or if we do not feel good in that decision, we can follow the path of what feels good, moving us toward our joy, moving us clearer and straighter onto that path of alignment with our source. However that looks in each given moment, it varies, and it varies from moment to moment, from being to being, from day to day. And the governing factor over all of this is just to stay connected and tapped in, listening and being as weightless as that log in the river. Become aware of ourselves lying on the shore here. Take note mentally of our messages from our guides of what we let go of and what we are manifesting and creating in. And let's just slip right back into the river and just float. This time in an easy journey, floating down through this beautiful green, lush land in the clear, crystal clear blue water. Notice if there's any animals that have peeked out through the forest or the trees or the surrounding foliage around you, which plants you might see here. If there's any beings that have come to visit you on your river journey. Noticing their qualities. Perhaps sitting with them and asking their name if they want to float with you on this journey, if they're staying with you as maybe one of your own power animals. I invite you to come back to this river place anytime. This is your tranquil place, your beautiful river journey. Just floating here for a few more moments, a few more breaths. Being weightless and buoyant and allowing yourself to go with the flow of life. Being tapped into your divine source, creating and allowing for the highest good of yourself and the planet. Now as we float down to the river journey, down river, we begin to just come to a point where we just hit the shore again, and we come up onto the shore and we find ourselves seated. And then as we begin to bring our awareness to the weight underneath our body, the weight of gravity in our seat, bring your awareness back to your body and your cushion underneath you or your mat underneath you. And coming back to this present time and this present space. Now I invite you at this point to take a journal and just notate what you let go of, or what space you've created in your life, but not necessarily the things that you actually released. And where that space is, what you're creating, what you're manifesting, what your deepest heart's desires are in this life. What are you passionate about? What is your purposeful intent to create? What is on your heart? Something you might not have even told somebody, or something that has been with you ever since you've been a little child. It's something you've always wanted. And then go out and create that. Go out and do that. Notate what animals visited you, or if any memories of ancestors or any guides or angels, archangels came into your sacred space. Any specific plants or trees that you notated. Any feelings or colors that came to you. And then just let go and don't analyze your journal. Just let it be. Come back to it later. We'll come back to this present moment, bringing our hands back to our heart center. Sending thankfulness, appreciation, and gratitude to our teachers, our guides, our master teachers, our angels and archangels, our spirit and power animals, for guiding us on this beautiful, tranquil, new moon, solar eclipse river journey. And remember, no matter what time and what place that you come to this journey, it's the perfect time. It's the perfect place. And it is so. Aho.
Aho.
Aho. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you so much for joining us today. Bye.
Bye.